What's going on, guys? It's Joey. I'm coming at you another video for the week. So this week it is a big water change day for this week, and I have to do a little bit of cleaning outside in the garage. Starting off to the garage side, last week I sold a bunch of my other rack. Now I'm gonna have to consolidate the leftover tanks that I have left into the one rack that's on the right side here with all the other fish tanks. So for this task, I did need to call my dad over just to help me move some of the tanks, just because it's a little bit longer than what I can actually carry and manhandle myself. So the idea here is to have the sump or some sort of filter in the very bottom. The middle tier will have the low boy, and the top will have some extra additional tanks for either quarantine or just breeding pairs that may occur from either the discus or the angelfish. So I'm still not 100% sure of what I'm going to do with the low boy. Right now I'm thinking of probably doing a grow out tank for the fries. If I ever have any pleco fries, I'll use the low boy as a large tank with sponge filters or something that they can't get sucked into in terms of the actual filtration. And then when they grow out big enough, maybe I can hook it up to the sump. I'm still not 100% sure, or maybe I do use the sump and I kind of block some of the holes so that the fries don't get sucked in. I'm still thinking about what I need to do there. So I actually went out to Petco this weekend and also picked up two 10 gallons and two 20 gallons for the dollar per gallon sale. Plus, I actually had a $10 coupon if you spent $30 or more. So this was like a crazy deal. I really haven't seen this coupon before. It came on the email, and it's probably because I haven't shopped at Petco in like a very long time, and they were probably like, hey, shop here if you just use this, whatever. But it was only like a 2-day event or whatever. It was like on a Friday, Saturday. So this is what the rack's gonna look like. I still need to do a water test on the new tanks, just because I don't even know if it's gonna hold water. Normally with new tanks, I always test it for a couple of days, make sure there's no leaks, and then from there I will start cycling it. But right now I have no plans for it, so I really shouldn't put anything on there, to be honest. But we'll see what happens. I'll probably just fill it up at least and just keep it there for a while, just figure out what I need to do. Also, outside in the garage, I did end up doing a big water change for the rack system, just because now it has all the plecos in there. So I did pretty much a 25% water change, which is pretty much 50 gallons. 50 gallons in that rack, because that whole setup is about 200 gallons. So I did a 25% water change on that guy. That was a huge water change, but one, I don't have any plants currently on there. I'm planning to float some moss or float some other plants in there. I just recently put the light on top of the very, very top tanks, so it should help with the nitrates in the tank. And I probably don't need to do that big of a water change, but I definitely needed to do that first one just because there's no plants in that system. Moving on inside, I did about a 25% water change for all of my tanks, starting with the wild discus tank here. I did end up moving some plants from the system, and I'm actually going to replant some new plants in there eventually. As you can see in the far right corner, it's kind of bare right now because I pulled a bunch of those plants out. Some of them aren't looking too hot, and a lot of them are pending some sales, so I can actually remove them. And then once they're removed, I will kind of shuffle some plants around, just because I'm planning to move and change up some plants and just sceneries from here and there. And here's my discus breeding pair. This is the new breeding pair, I guess. I did end up moving some of the plants around just so that the discus can feel a little bit more secure. Also, the swords here weren't doing that great of a job in terms of growing fast, just because these are a little bit slow growers, even with CO2. So I was building a little bit of algae on the glass wall, so I wanted to put in some other plants that actually grew a little bit better and faster, so that it can kind of combat the algae on the glass. I hope you guys enjoy this week's update. A lot of it is just pure maintenance, but that's actually part of the hobby. I actually, after editing this video, I do need to finish up my water changes and do one on the saltwater tank and also the ultimate angelfish tank. I have not done those yet, so I'll go ahead and wrap this up. And if you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed. And like always, until next time, guys, peace.